This is Major Stories. Good evening again. I am Joel Crosskill. With the 3-year precautionary standby arrangement between Jamaica and the IMF coming to an end this past Sunday, there has been a time of reflection on Jamaica's achievements and shortfalls. Plotting the way forward was a major agenda item for outgoing IMF mission chief to Jamaica, Dr. Uma Ramakrishnan, during a recent teleconference. The details in this report. Former IMF mission chief to Jamaica, Dr. Uma Ramakrishnan, focused on the future of the Jamaican economy in the post-IMF era, noting that the issue of corruption remains a major target for reform. Recommendations regarding the government's banking system were at the forefront.
If you look at our report for the 5th review, we have a whole annex that talks about governance issues and possibilities for addressing some of these issues, but it focused more on the fiscal side, on the governance of public bodies, on consolidating some of the commercial bank accounts that the government still holds and bringing the money back into the consolidated fund. So that there is lower scope for abuse of public resources.
The subject of the flexible exchange rate was a question that was posed to the IMF mission chief, who said that the volatility is to be expected. However, an education campaign has become necessary to inform the public about methods of protecting themselves from unexpected spikes.
While these swings are maybe disruptive for businesses in the short term, in the long term, this is what one has to expect. So what is needed now is market development. Market development why? So that people know that hedging instruments are made available. People are educated about hedging instruments. People are educated about forward market, and that they are able to manage the swings in a way that doesn't hurt their day-to-day business.
Dr. Ramakrishnan said that Jamaica is currently failing in the provision of a transparent platform for information relating to the exchange rate.
We still don't have a platform, a trading platform where you can see what Keith may be bidding or, in terms of the dealers, we don't have that information.
Turmoil. That's how youth parliamentarians are describing the level of political youth participation. The youngsters argue that the country's youth are serious about its politics and must be given the chance to prove themselves. They made the remarks during the annual National Youth Parliamentary sitting earlier today. Jamila Maitland reports.
They argue that the level of youth participation is low, one they blame on the lack of awareness and public education about basic governance and democratic process. The youth are calling on the Ministry of Education and Information to review the civics curriculum at the high school level. Youth Member of Parliament for East Portland, Javon Davis, says there has been little to no monitoring of the program by the ministry.
The integration of civics in schools has been inconsistent and irregular. It is not a new idea, and it does not require substantially large physical resources for implementation. Its principal administrator, the Ministry of Education, must accept responsibility for the inadequate monitoring and prioritization of civics and move to correct its failure post-haste.
Nicholas McIntyre, who's representing the Minister of Tourism, says the youth want to be part of their governance.
Young people struggle to gain the respect of public officials and are seen as lacking the skills and experience to engage in political activity and lead positive change in their communities. This clearly depicts bad political health for the country and a misrepresentation and exclusion of the majority of the electorate or youth. This exclusion, combined with limited educational and economic opportunities, can leave young people both idle and frustrated.
Another youth parliamentarian is questioning what she describes as the government's sluggish approach to implement electronic voting. She argued that not only is the system easy to use and eliminate errors, but it promotes voter turnout and facilitates youth participation in the diaspora.
This means, Mr. Speaker, that young Jamaican professionals that have migrated can still play a role in their country. Mr. Speaker, this government realizes the need to preserve the connection with Jamaicans abroad. That is evidence of that can be seen through the revised Jamaica National Diasporic Policy. So the question that should resound through this House, Mr. Speaker, Madam Speaker, is why have we not implemented an electronic voting system yet?
Jamila Maitland for CVM Live.
There is a call being made for greater focus to be placed on technical and vocational education and training TVET in preparing students for technological demands. The call comes from the head of the Hugh Shearer Labour Studies Institute at the UWI Open Campus, Danny Roberts, who believes that Jamaica's current education system is inadequate to meet these requirements. Khadija Thomas tells us more in this report.
Jamaica's education system is not adequately preparing its workforce for the future. That is the belief of the head of the Hugh Shearer Labour Studies Institute at the University of the West Indies Open Campus, Danny Roberts. He says the current education system is not equipped to handle technological changes and supply the skills needed to meet the labour market demands.
It is going to be critically important for us to focus on the technical and vocational education, because TVET is now seen as a powerful tool for economic growth. TVET programs are seen as much more effective in terms of integrating marginalized workers.
According to Roberts, the Education Ministry must revise its curriculum and include TVET programs at the earliest stage of education. He says while this can solve problems such as unemployment among Jamaican youth, there is still a stigma attached to TVET programs in agriculture, technology, engineering, and home economics.
There has to be a consistent program that deals with the psyche of the Jamaican workers and perhaps of others elsewhere who continue to stigmatize TVET.
Citing the 2018 Organization of Economic Cooperation and Development report, Roberts says TVET has been proven as being critical for economic growth. The 2019 Global Competitiveness Report ranks Jamaica at 36 out of 141 countries for the quality of vocational training and 93 out of 141 for digital skills. Khadija Thomas, CVM Live.
Thousands of Jamaicans are set to benefit from a voice-activated smartphone and connectivity pilot program launched by telecommunications company Flow. This comes amid recent reports of dropped calls and issues with internet connectivity in recent weeks. Robian Williams has the details.
Project Rise is expected to enable digital connectivity with a push of a button and a simple voice command. The pilot project is designed to assist Jamaicans who are elderly and those who are not tech-savvy. Speaking at the launch, country manager Stephen Price highlights the aim of Flow's latest project.
A pilot program which brings new possibilities through connectivity to groups of people who have been unable to take part in the digital era, thus ensuring access to the tools necessary to achieve progress. This pilot will run from now until the end of this year. By the end of December, we will be unlocking the power of the internet through this new connectivity bundle for some 20,000 Jamaicans living both in Kingston and St. Catherine.
Price adds that the program is in line with the government's push to digitize the country.
Some Jamaicans say they are afraid of technology, but while they are curious, they still have not taken a step to upgrade their phones, their voice-only phones in fact, to a smartphone. We must find a path to get these persons onto the digital highway. Get them using the appropriate devices and get them online as we aim to bridge the existing digital divide.
Meanwhile, Flow says the disruption in service that customers are currently experiencing is due to vandalism, theft, and ongoing roadworks. Price says the company has undertaken a comprehensive review of its service and is carrying out upgrades to improve its system.
Some of our customers have experienced occasional disruptions in their service. We sincerely regret this and have been keeping customers updated via various advisories and as we guarantee a better mobile experience before the end of the year.
Robianne Williams for CVM Live.
And Digicel has also responded to the disruption of service on its network.
Digicel customers can look forward to improvements in service quality as our network modernization program continues to boost coverage and reliability of LTE data services across Jamaica. We have already completed LTE network upgrades in areas that cover 70% of the country's population. We will expand our communication with customers to alert them as best as possible before, during, and after any planned network upgrades are carried out.